Hey everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm still hellbent on finding the ultimate noodle recipe, so today we're going to try our hand at Chinese style Mongolian beef noodles. If that sounds like something you're into, hang around to see how this one turns out. As always, a full list of ingredients can be found below in the description. They'll also be listed at the end of the video. This is a really quick recipe. You can have the whole thing done in about 20 minutes or less, so we're going to move pretty quick. We'll start off by getting our beef prepped. I've got myself a couple of really nice looking porterhouse, or maybe New York strips for my American friends.
I have to go out to pick up something for dinner.
Steak?
Money's too tight for steak.
Steak?
For the beef marinade, into a mixing bowl goes some soy sauce, Shaoxing cooking wine, baking soda, and cornflour. This quick marinade is going to do two jobs for us at once. The baking soda is going to tenderize the beef a little, while the cornflour is going to make a bit of a coating on our beef and thicken the sauce. Well, I guess that's three jobs. Give it a good mix to make sure all the cornflour is well combined, and this one can be set aside while we get our beef ready. You probably don't need to use a nice steak for this one. Some topside sizzle steaks or rump would work just as well, but this is what I just happened to pick up today. I'll whip the fat off as it's not going to cook long enough to render down properly, and tap these down a little with my fist to make them a little thinner. This will also help to tenderize them a little, but more importantly, should make our strips a more consistent size when cooking. Then I can just give them a slice down into stir fry strips, and these can go into the marinade. Get your hands in there. The marinade has the consistency of glue, and is really difficult to mix with utensils. With that all combined, this one can go aside for a few minutes while we get our veggies ready. The beauty of this recipe is that it doesn't have a huge list of ingredients, but still tastes complex and has great depth. I'll start by slicing my garlic. The garlic in this recipe is going to be playing the part of a vegetable, so I'm just going to slice it so it has a little extra texture when it's cooked. Same deal here with the ginger, just a rough julienne so it doesn't soften up too much and fade away into the noodle dish. Then a quick slice through a brown onion, and we can get into something green. I'm not sure if Mongolian beef would traditionally have broccoli, but it's going to give us an awesome fresh burst, and I'm sure we could all use a few extra green vegetables in our life. That's all the chopping done, so now I can whip up the sauce that's going to tie everything together. Into a small bowl goes some more soy sauce, chicken stock, oyster sauce, brown sugar, and a little Shaoxing cooking wine. Give this one a mix to help that sugar dissolve. We don't need any thickeners in this one as we have that cornflour on the beef, which should be plenty to make a beautiful glossy sauce. Time to cook. I have a little too much of everything here to get it all into one pan together, so I'm going to break this down into little parts and keep our pan nice and hot. I'll start with the broccoli. I'll get this into a smoking hot pan with a splash of oil and stir fry until it's just about cooked. I really want this one to be nice and crunchy, so I don't want to overdo it. And those little dark bits, for me, that's about as good as it gets when having broccoli. I love a little char on those florets. But that's looking good, so I can go to the side while we cook the rest of our vegetables. Into the pan goes the onion, followed by the garlic and ginger. I'm just going to give this one a quick stir fry until softened, and it can go aside with the broccoli. Now time for the beef. Into the pan goes our beef strips. I really want to try and keep these as separate as possible to get a good hard sear on each piece, but boy are they sticky. If you can't get them apart with your tongs, just use the tongs that God gave you. I'll keep these moving around the pan until every piece has a nice colour and feels cooked through. This is where keeping everything separate is going to make the difference. If we just had have dumped everything into the pan at the start, this would be all kind of stewing, and I doubt we would have been able to get this much nice colour.
Boiling. Oh, you want stir fry?
Back into the pan goes our vegetables, and at the same time our fresh noodles can go on to cook. I'm just cooking these for about a minute, as I want them to cook in the pan quite a lot, so these really can go in last minute. Once they're cooked, they can go into the pan with our sauce. By undercooking the noodles, we've given them a chance to cook a little more in that sauce and absorb all that beautiful flavour. I'll keep cooking everything until the sauce has reduced and coated the noodles evenly, and this one is done. Nothing too fancy here, just get a heap of those noodles and beef into a bowl, and sprinkle over some more spring onion, and a few sesame seeds, and it's time to tuck in. These Mongolian noodles are definitely ranking pretty high on my favourites list. Sticky, chewy and rich, but also not over the top. What's your favourite noodle dish? I'd love to hear about in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video everyone. If you liked it, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. See you on the next one!